Happiness. We not in no with stress. A lot of persons ask a question, just as how Johnny right here so was asking me a while ago. What are some of the pros and cons of having a credit card? But then when I check it out, Cinderella here asked me, what are some of the pros and cons of a debit card? So both of them, they are very curious as to what a debit card and a credit card is and what they offer. Now, some of you're wondering, you're looking, you're asking, what is the difference? This video is going to educate you on the differences. Let us get right into it. Now, Cinderella asked me earlier, what is a debit card? So I'll be breaking it down in layman terms because I'm speaking to my little daughter here today, right? So a debit card, pretty much in layman terms, is your money that you put to this card, right? So if you want to withdraw, you can withdraw money from it at any given time without wondering or worrying about having to be paying back because you owe something on it. While on the other hand, you were asking me, Johnny, what is a credit card? The same thing. I will break it down in layman terms for him. So the credit card really and truly is like a loan, so you're given a specific credit limit on this card, and if you use any money off it, you're expected to pay it back. So anything that you have on this card, you know that it's not your money, right? So in other words, that is really the definition of what a debit and a credit card is. Is that clear? Yes, Jovi, perfect. So you understand it as well? Great. If you do, you can drop it in the comment section, or you can give me your definition of what a debit and a credit card is. Now moving over, let's look at the pros and the cons. You asked me earlier, what is a pro? Well, this is pretty much the advantage of having something. And you had asked me, Johnny, what is the cons? This is the disadvantage, the negative part, and the pros is like the positive part. So let us look at the pro. So one of the pro of having a credit card is that you get rewards. So the rewards can come in the form of, you can get whether points or cashback, depending on what that card that you go after is. So as an individual, you love to travel, a points card would work perfectly fine for you. So some of the institutions, you may spend $5, $1 and you get back 1 point. It depends on the rubric that they have for that credit card. So you earn rewards. Now on the debit card side, which you were more interested in, Cinderella, you don't earn any rewards. So anything you spend, you pretty much don't get back anything. So you see why the credit card right there is a very good thing to have. But you need to keep this in mind. As I mentioned, you have your money that the debit card is, right, Cinderella? And you don't have to worry about paying back anything at any specific time because this is your money. Unless you have your debit card set up to some other accounts where you have standing orders on it and so you don't have the money in it, so you're gonna have your account being left in lien, so you would have to, whatever you place in it, it will be coming out of it. That's the only disadvantage there. But otherwise from that, if you should use that credit card and you realize that you would have spent, say you have 100,000 limit and that tuition, it is 40,000 that you want to put towards it, you know for sure that this amount you have in your savings account, you can pay it back. You are going to be given a specific time to pay that back within. Some institutions, they may give you 25 days or even over 25, between 25 to 30 days to pay it back within. And so you then have to remember that you are given a statement date and a due date. So the credit card, it comes with that. So you are going to be held liable for that amount that you had borrowed to put that 40,000 to go back towards the card at that due date. If it is that you miss that payment in full, then you're going to have interest plus GCT. Now that's one of the cons with the credit card. If it is that you can't get back that amount to pay back on time, that is what you will incur. While on the debit card, if you had paid that amount from a debit card, you know that if you're left back with $0, you're just going to be left back with $0. And you don't have to worry about, oh, I need to put back money here until you're ready to put back money there. So if you're left broke, you're left broke with a debit card. With a credit card, you can be held liable by having interest generated on that card, which can take you into the next point I'm about to state, you into debt, right? So if you don't monitor your spend or your pay back to your credit card, it can really have a negative impact on you. So you have to know how to manage your finances. You have to know how to get that payback done on time. And there's another thing called minimum payment. Some institutions, they may have this as 2 or 3% of your statement amount or statement balance, and that if you pay that or a little bit more, you at least run from the late payment fee. You don't have that to pay. But if you don't pay the balance in full before or by the due date, just the same, then you're going to have the interest plus GCT. So I hope that has been a very informative one for you thus far. Is it for you? Let me know in the comment section. I'm here educating my younger ones because, you know, they are the future and they have to know the difference. Right, Cinderella and Johnny? Yes, Jojo. Perfect. Now, I want to get to another point. With your credit card, if you're looking to get a house, that credit score, if you have good credit, your payment history is very well done and looked at and treated well, you can be able to be the first preference for any institution that's considering their applicants for a specific loan or house, whatever it may be that is of value to you. And so, guess what? That's another benefit with the credit card. Once you have good credit, it builds your credit. With your debit card, you don't have nothing for bill. You just pretty much there spending, spending, spending. Now, on the debit card side, this is not a pro for the debit card side. Well, let me start with the con first. The con is you have a debit card and you have a 1 million limit. If it is that you went and you swiped your card at a vendor and that merchant had, or somebody at that merchant had a skimming machine which compromises your card, you will not have any backative, which is you won't have an agency to go back to say, hey, I am claiming back to get that 1 mil as my card was compromised. No, you won't. And so you will be held liable. You will have that loss. Your money will be gone. While with the credit card, if you are found genuinely reporting this claim that your card has been cloned, then that money you can always claim back for. You can be reimbursed, and that way you have security. So you have some level of security even when you are faced with risk of compromised transactions. So it's very good, you know. It's very good and dandy when you can have your debit card because you don't have to be worrying about anything of that sort. Some persons may say, hey, I don't want to have the whole run up and down and the isms and the schisms with having to go to institutions to say, hey, I want to get back that amount. I didn't use that amount, and so you have to be reporting and all of that. But it can be way less risky with the credit card if a compromise should happen to your card. While on debit card, you can lose everything. So keep that in mind. One most important thing I must state to the world is that if you're a high spender, if you're a heavy spender, a reckless spender, you love to use your card for everything and you can't find yourself paying back, I tell you, leave credit cards alone, please and thank you. Alright, Cinderella, don't trouble credit card. That's not for you. That's not for you. Understand? And Johnny, big man, big boss, if it is that you know that you have a specific amount on your debit card and daddy cannot give you any more money, and you have a credit card, you know you cannot pay the credit card, don't you go and touch the credit card. Because when you go into debt, debt is not nice. And so, I just want to leave those with you. Alright, I hope that both of you got some lessons from this today, because overspending can take place with your credit card and you don't want to incur any issues with that. If it is that you withdraw with your credit card, you will have fees. So you'll always have fees attached once you are using a credit card. So the debit card has that pro over the credit card. So it's known as cash advance. So if you have a cash advance done, you're gonna definitely be charged for that. Both credit cards and debit cards have their pros and their cons. You just have to understand the operations of them, and it's very good to have both. I will not tell anyone or discourage anyone from having a credit card. You just have to know how to operate it. Once you know how to operate it, then you pretty much can have it to your own benefit. If you don't know how to operate it, then you just know that you're putting yourself in debt. Check on all the various scenarios that can take place with a credit card. Find that out from the sales agent or the financial institution. Get educated about it and that way you'll be able to know how to utilize it. Sometimes you may not be in a position where your debit card can get certain things, while your credit card, because it's not same time that you have to pay back, it gives you a couple days before you can be able to pay back. It may work out and handy in some specific ways. So look at it, look at the benefits, look at the pros, look at the cons. You learned something today. I want you to share that in the comment section. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a salesperson, I'm just educating you. This is the place where you come to stay, where lives are being changed and impacted each and every day. If you learned something here today, you like this video, stay tuned, be a part of the family, subscribe. Bless you. See you next time. Johnny, let them know. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Cinderella, let them know that we are coming back again next week with another banger. Look out for this one. It's gonna be a hot one. Guys, see you again next week.